Welcome to Style with Trish. I'm your host, Trish Standley, and today we have the awesome Teena Gamble, who will be our guest, and she is one of my most favored people. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Every day a woman reigns. It's time to live your dreams. Nothing's gonna stop you now. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Every day a woman reigns. Every day a woman reigns.
Welcome back to Style with Trish. I am so honored to have my guest, Miss Teena Gamble, who is just amazing to me. She is amazing to me. And I just want to share with you guys that you never know the words that you speak to others, how it may impact their life. And just a few words that this woman has said to me, she has been just one of my biggest idols, literally one of my biggest idols. And so I'm honored to be able to be here today and interview you. Hey, lady.
Hello there. I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much, Trish.
Oh, you are absolutely welcome. You have impacted my life, and I believe giving flowers while you're living.
Yes.
And you never knew this or realized that how much you spoke into my life. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay.
But you are a film, TV, radio, media overall expert. Share your experience in that particular area.
Well, I'm actually an expert in radio and media because of my husband, Michael Gamble, who's a veteran in the gospel industry as a radio programmer. Over 45, I think it's now like 48 years. He started when he was 16 in Jacksonville, Florida. But he was a programmer over Sheridan Gospel Network. So, and then from there, when we had a blended family, so when we were going to have three going off to college, and we have our son, Gideon Michael. When he was 5, I heard the Lord plain as day say, put your career on the back burner, and learn a business, learn your husband's business, learn a business where you can work at home to be attentive to the kids. And so I did that until Gideon graduated from college when he went to play professional ball. And that's when at another stove, I heard the Lord say, you can come off the back burner now. And so then I just learned as far as at a young age, I started acting when I was 13 in Ohio. When I came to Atlanta, I was a teen mother and I had 2 children. I was modeling, but I wouldn't take any contracts to go off. I would only do things here that I could have them with me. And so I learned that I had an eye for fashion. I loved producing in front of and in behind the camera. So from theater and acting and plays, that's where I really learned, about just blocking and television and all of that. Producing. That's all a stylist is. Is a person that's going to produce what that end product is going to be. And so that's what I did. So what was
the transition from the time, I'm interested in that particular piece, the transition from working and then staying home? Was there, and then the transition from having children home and empty nesting?
Oh, yes, there's a whole lot in there. But that was a hard transition because, again, I was a teen mother, so I was the breadwinner, the survivor, having to do in the accolades that come with that. From acting and singing. I was with a singing group that we used to open up for in Vegas and Atlantic City for Bob Hope, Bill Cosby, Don Rickles, that kind. We were a show group. So we get validated by stuff that puts us in the limelight. But I know how God speaks to me, and it was plain to stay at home. So it was not, I tell wives to this day, it wasn't easy, especially when you're used to making your own decisions. So but that's when I really from a spiritual standpoint, matured as as far as a Christian, a believer. So it wasn't easy. I had to learn to hold my tongue, you know, and then I had to wait. You know, when you're making your own money, you made your own money.
Right.
But now, you know, when you're making your own, okay, I'm sorry. So it was not an easy transition, but I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't have traded it for the world, you know. And then to have children from such a young age, and now, well, when Gideon left, that was, well, it was interesting. Because in 2012 is when the Lord said, okay, you can come off the back burner. So I was going, and I told some friends, okay, I'm going to get back into acting. That's 2012. 2013 in May, same, just a year later, I was diagnosed with stage 3B cancer.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I know that.
And so that happened. And then the young lady who wrote the film, Irreconcilable, that I was on, I knew her all her life. And she came to me because I had talked to her, and she said, I have a part for you. Well, I agreed to do it, but I didn't know, if I had known who was going to be in it, I probably wouldn't have, because I hadn't acted in over 20 years. But Dick Gregory was my father.
Wow.
Jasmine Guy was my sister.
Wow.
Crystal Fox was my best friend. Her sister is Danielle Detweiler, who plays Kofi in The Harder They Fall, and she's playing Mamie Till. Yeah, but she was in, everyone in that film, they were working actors, and I had not in over 20
a while.
Years. Yeah.
We're going to take a really quick break because I want to expound on that. Just amazing. But guys, we will be right back.
Every day,
millions of people
are connecting.
Father,
cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor. It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences can make us stronger.
Hey everybody, I'm Stephen Gibbs, owner and operator of Gibbs Enterprise. We do home improvement, home repairs, deck rebuilding, deck construction, plumbing, and carpentry. You need it, we can do it, just give us a call. Interior painting, exterior painting, pressure washing, drywall repair. You need it, we can do it. Demo work, you need it, we got it. Call us up at 770-713-2059. We do great work for great prices.
Hi guys, it's Dr. Cassandra Parks Evans, affectionately known as Dr. Sand, and this is your segment of Let's Learn Love. Hi guys, it's Dr. Sand, and I'm here to bring you your Let's Learn Love section of today. Let's talk about self. Self is easy because we never really talk about ourselves. We always want to talk about other things, but self is very important. And there's a little acronym I came up with self. The S in self means study. Study the things that you like and you dislike about yourself. The E would be exercise the things that you do like about yourself. We don't do that enough. The L is to let go. A lot of things that we keep, we don't let go of. We keep compounding them into our lives, but we got to learn to let them go. And the F is really easy. It's to forgive yourself. A lot of times we do things and we don't forgive us for the things that we've done in our past, but if we don't forgive the things in our past, we can't forgive ourselves for our future. So with that, those are the things about self that you need to know. And if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to contact me. And this has been Let's Learn Love with Dr. Sand.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
Hey guys, this is Trish Standley. Catch up on season 1 of Style with Trish by going to trishstanley.com. If you are not able to catch the show on YouTube, make sure you go to my website, trishstanley.com, and check out our podcast. This is a place where the everyday woman reigns. trishstanley.com. Welcome back to Style with Trish. I'm speaking with my special guest, Teena Gamble, and you mentioned before the break about why you would not consider taking the part if you knew who was in it. Why is that?
Out of fear. I probably would have talked myself out of it. You know, we're so hard on ourselves.
Yes.
And with it having been a long time, and I had never done film, not as a lead. You know, I've done background acting and all of that, but having that, when Dick Gregory,
That's
and
an
Jasmine,
honor.
and
Yes.
Crystal, and you know, she has just blown up since the haves and the have-nots and
Right.
all of that. So I probably would have talked myself out of it.
Now, what was the film itself about?
It was around Thanksgiving. Jasmine Guy is my sister, and she abandoned her son, who I helped raise.
Okay.
And then Crystal Fox really got involved with her ex, with his dad, that kind of thing. And then she shows up because she hears that he's having a child by Danielle. And so she just pops up at Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
so
it's a
it's
lot of
very
drama.
yes, a lot
And
of drama.
you were the main character?
Well, she's the main character. I'm her sister,
Oh,
so
you're
it was it was a lead, you know,
Okay.
because we have our interactions, and so the two of us. I mean, everybody, because it's a short film, and it did win in the top 5 of the Black Film
good.
Festival. Yeah,
Awesome.
that is why it was on HBO.
Okay.
And so it was really God's way of confirming His word, though, because He had said you can come off the back burner, and literally I said I wanted to get back in acting. And here, when the enemy tried to make me think something different, he reminded me, didn't I just tell you last year
Right.
that you can come off the back burner? Who you gonna believe? And I believed him.
Amen.
Yes.
So you're looking forward to getting into, did you like film? Or are you looking to do more TV?
No, I love. Well, now it's, if you notice, there all these different series, movies now, or episodes and stuff. So it's both. It's both. And literally since February, I've been working every week and been on 2 to 3 different sets a week. Yeah, being pulled in as featured, doing a lot of featured background. But it really, I had to just think, because I'm working so often, do I want to get an agent? Do I want to get my card? Because once you get back into the union, you know, that's a whole nother pay scale. And I might not work as much as I'm working, and I'm enjoying that because they're paying you for everything, to take tests. You have to take 2 and 3 tests a week.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They pay you for fittings. They pay you to get it tested. They pay you. Oh, it's good.
I didn't know it was that good.
Oh, yeah, it's good. And so, well, it's been good for me.
Right.
You know, I do hear where a lot of people, they're not working every week. So I'm not complaining. I say God is good.
That's awesome.
It
And that's
really
how
is.
you know, that's how you know you are in the path that God has you, because you just walk through doors.
Yes.
And it's not a struggle. Not to say
Yes.
you won't have any struggles, but it's the path is easy.
Yes.
The direction
Yes.
is easy. And you touched a little bit on your experience in the fashion industry, but I don't know if we were on camera or off camera, because we've been talking so much. But share a little bit, because you do styling.
Yes.
And how did that journey start?
That started with Teresa Harrison. Everyone thinks we're sisters, but she, just as a friend, I saw a cover that she was on. It was really the first time she was on a cover of her magazine, Gospel Today magazine.
Yes.
She's the founder and publisher of that, and of the Gospel Heritage Praise and Worship
Yes.
Conference. And so I just was sharing with her that, oh, your hair should have been like this and all that. So she said, you know, come with me to the next one. So I did. And what I do, I would tear out pictures of hairstyles, makeup, and I was a stylist all along. And I would pull from a boutique. I'm not sure if you're aware of Miss Scarlett's. Used to be called, well, she is, I don't think she's here, but some of the baddest clothes on the planet was up in that place. And that's how I would pull clothes for different clients and stuff. But so from that, and when people, and I told her, you're single.
Yes.
When people look at you, don't need to look like you're not single. And you cute, you know, you beautiful and all that kind of stuff. Come on. So she trusted me as a stylist. You have to earn trust. You have to say, I'm not getting ready to, you know, you're not going to be as comfortable as you are in your everyday clothes, but that's not what being a model is
meant to
about.
be.
There you go.
Exactly.
So I began styling her to where people begin calling her saying, who did that? Who did your makeup? And I would pull the makeup artist, the hairstylist, and I pretty much share with them, this is the look we're going for. And so from that, I started getting clients, pastors, you know, any of the photo shoots that we did for the magazine that they didn't send publicist photos of that. I would style them. And so then just word of mouth.
And then when we would do the conferences on the main event, were you styling her for
Yes.
that? Yes, she was. Oh my Lord,
Now
she
has great taste now, but I pushed it just a little bit, you know, and changed her hair and tell her, you know, if you're wearing this, we would know how many changes, just like you have to do, you know, and so yes, and Elijah Cohen, he's styling everybody now,
right,
and but he was real good with. This is what she wearing. He said, okay, Miss T, let's do this, you know. And then Christian, just different makeup artists, you know. But that's really, I got paid, let's just say that. So when you get paid to do something, then you know, okay, you're walking in it.
Right.
And so that was that.
So which industry is your favorite? Are you, like for me, you know, I sing, I did radio, and now I'm doing TV. TV is my baby.
Yes,
it's my baby. Which
TV.
industry is your baby?
Probably TV.
Okay.
I love, because you know, at one point I did this, I hosted, and but it was really still dealing with styling and all of that kind of stuff. But I just love TV. But what helped me with TV was acting. Okay. Even with singing. Okay. I'm from a family of singers.
I didn't know you sang.
Yeah, I sang, but not like you sing. See, I know my lane, but I'm an entertainer.
Right.
So, and it was acting that helped me deal with people. You know, I can read the room, and I love that. I love that.
And so for ladies out there who were single moms or moms at a young age, what would be the most, or say they're going through it now, they're teenagers or young single moms, what is the best advice that you could give them from your experience and from your journey? Because you started there and you lived a very fulfilled life still, you know. So what's some advice or words of encouragement that you can give them?
Have pride in being a mom. So many, we play down being a mother. I had an excellent mother.
Me too.
Yes, and I would just always encourage, especially a young. I had a child at 16. Had another one at 18. I was pregnant, getting my diploma. You know, but I took that job seriously because I was. You know, the word is you ain't gonna you're gonna be a statistic. So I was determined not to, and not to prove outside of first being an excellent mother. And so just that, taking the time to focus on your children with doing whatever else you need to do to bring income in, but really
let them be the focus.
Let them be the focus. You only have them for a short period of time. And what you instill in them is going to be a reflection of you. Now, once them little Negroes get up out their house, that's their choice. Because you can have two from the same house and do the same exact wonderful things, whoop their little behind, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And yet one can go totally left and one can go totally right. But when you do what you're supposed to do, you know, in training and being there for them, and then even, I call it like 3 R's, raising to, to develop a relationship, to release them. Because then when they're older, you want a relationship with them. And when they call you then you're a listening ear. You know, you speak a word to them if you know God is telling you to say this, because I'll never forget, and I'll say this on the air because I've said it openly in a conference before. But my daughter, I just out of the blue called her when she was in college and said, don't get rid of any of my grandbabies.
Wow.
Ma, what you talking about? I said, all I heard was to call you and say, don't get rid of any of my grandbabies. So then you're supposed to say whatever you know, God. But other than that, when they get of age, you're listening.
You're an advisor.
You're an advisor.
I'm going through that right now. I have a 21-year-old. And it's difficult.
Especially in this day.
Yes.
See, we didn't have all these
Yes.
things screaming
Yes.
to follow and listen and do this, everything that you weren't trained to do.
Right.
See,
Right.
so it's a different time.
It's very different. And another
Yeah.
thing I love about you is that you are the epitome of a wife. And I'm sharing this experience with my audience because the impact you had on me in my marriage is that you were doing the conference, and when you were you were teaching the class, and then after the class I pulled you to the side and said, I have a question for you. And I don't know, like you talk about the divine. It was divine, that purpose of that. So because I don't even know why I asked you specifically, but now I do. And so I pulled you to the side and I said, I'm not happy at my church. I am spiritually frustrated and I'm ready to leave. And you said, and I said, but my husband is not ready, or something like that. And before, that was the last thing you allowed me to say. And you grabbed my hand and you say, don't go anywhere. Move when your husband moves. And I tell you, I started from that moment on, I started going to another church, visiting, going to the early morning service. But then at 11 o'clock service, I was right next to my husband at our church. And we did that probably for another 6 months to 8 months. And then God released him from there as well. But I think that probably if I had left and did my own thing, it may have affected our relationship. So I thank you for that. I thank you for being genuine. I thank you for those words. I thank you for just you have a sensitive ear to God. And so I love that about you. So
Trish,
you are my mentor.
Trish, I'm telling you, that is so encouraging and it's so powerful. And God knows, as you said earlier, you want like give him flowers.
Yes.
Because that's my prayer every day is, Lord, allow my discernment to be to where I don't miss if I'm supposed to say something, if do something. And this whole time, I'm like, I know her. And that's, now, as soon as you started saying that, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Because it was years ago.
Yes.
It was years ago.
That was over probably 15 years.
Yes.
If not longer.
Yes.
That's longer because we've been at Grace Church going on 16 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was before that.
You know what? I believe it was. I believe it was because...
Or at least not too, Because where were we? What conference? Because we had, was it out at Hopewell?
It was Hopewell.
Yeah.
It was Hopewell. It's Hopewell. Okay. I'm not
Hopewell. That's where Lucretia sung.
Yes.
The worship song Teresa wrote. Yes.
Yes.
Magnify.
Yes.
Yes. That was that was like the first one here in Atlanta.
It was awesome. So that's how you impacted me. And I wanted to make sure that especially as I moved on different platforms and then with the start of Style with Trish, I have to just give honor where honor is due. I just had to bring you on. So as soon as we were setting up for season 2, because season 1 was, it's my first time and everything. Once we got it together and got it in sync, I said, I have to have her and have to bring her on the show.
Thank you. That is God. Thank God.
But I think they just letting us talk now because
really. That is so powerful though. It's choices, social skills.
Okay.
And it started actually as a self-esteem program when my son Gideon, when he was at Pathway Christian School, elementary school, and I would substitute sometimes. And I saw this is when videos really start coming out. And I noticed how some of the girls who were a little fuller in figure, smart girls, but it was because the little so-called fast girls, was getting all the attention.
Right.
That it started affecting their self-esteem. And so I created this, it was an 8-week program just talking about identifying what they didn't like and what they like and all of that, but showing them how you're made and created exactly how God wants you. And then I used to tell them, you're going to be smart in 5 or 6 years.
Right.
We don't know what. I was always very upfront, with these girls. I was saying, so just, and some of them to this day, they reach out to me and they will bring that up because they're doing wonderful things. And those other girls, they're not, you know, because of what they were sucked into.
Right.
But but then I started from styling. I noticed how many women wanted to dress this up. They were jacked up inside. You know, their self-esteem was warped. It was, they were being validated by
outer.
Yes. And so God really started helping me see, okay, it's bigger than this. It's more, it's beauty from the inside out. But etiquette, as we, you know, there's a lot of women, but there's not many ladies these days.
Yes.
And so that was where my focus was. And I wanted to catch them when they were young.
So what's the youngest? What's the ages?
Oh, it's pre-K.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I actually started Choices Social Skills. I would give them a word on just be kind or self-control or manners. Do you even know? You know, a lot of them aren't even being taught manners. But it was dealing with respect, self-control, bullying, loss. Etiquette, we don't know how to deal with loss, mourning, especially with parents identifying with children. When you get blessed and you can move from an apartment to a house and you move your kids, that's a blessing to you. But guess what? A lot of times when you move, a straight A student's now becoming a C and a D. Why? They lost something and we're not identifying, and it starts affecting their whole personality, their character. Now they want to become a little more hood. You know, so it's being sensitive to our soul, where all of our emotions are. So that's really where Choices Social Skills came from, you know, and it's all ages. I do, it was Choices Self-Awareness that I did for women.
Oh, wow.
Because
we need it most.
Listen, if we don't know our strengths, our weaknesses, if we don't know that if you haven't forgiven someone, and sometimes you run across that same spirit in somebody else and you respond negative, you're defending because of some unmet need or some hurt that you've not dealt with. If you're not aware of that, that bleeds into other relationships. You can't submit even to a boss because something about that boss tone makes your neck want, you know. So self-awareness is a social skill.
Yeah, it is.
You know, so the camp, I did that right during the pandemic.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing where you had posted that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the response was wonderful. What happened, I was going to do it again, but because school now, all the kids were on computers all day, I was like, there's no way I would do a class on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Because they're burnt out.
Yeah.
You know, so what I was getting ready to do in February, or this year, when school started back, I was going to go to a park.
Okay.
Because I can teach the same elements as far as listening, self-control, being kind, you know, knowing how to sit, you know, eating right at the table. I can do all of that outside in the park during games. But then I started back acting.
Yeah.
So
I sent my daughter to Princess Camp.
Oh, good.
And she would go during her spring break. It's somewhere in North Georgia or somewhere. And they taught her etiquette. They taught her how to set a table. They told her how to be escorted. And they did that for a week. She did that maybe 2 or 3 years. Because as I was started sharing earlier, when I was a teenager, my mom said that God had showed her what direction we were going to go into. And she said, with me, God revealed to her that I would be before people. And so she wanted me to know how to carry myself. So she had me go to modeling school. And I went to modeling school probably 2 summers, back to back around 16, 17. Yeah, it's about 2 summers. And so that's where I learned etiquette.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I'm like, we don't even teach that anymore.
No, we
and I
really
went to
don't.
John Robert Powers modeling school. That's what
John Robert Powers. That's great.
And so I was glad that I was graced to have that, but all women are not graced to have that. And we were laughing at a discussion we had the other day where society went into, when it came to women, we went from Diane Carroll to Wretched.
Yes.
And we stayed at Wretched for a while. I think people are trying to come out, but like you said, the grandkids, the children, their parents, their moms don't even know how to teach them in that particular area. So we have to be on blast.
We
with
really
this thing.
do. We really do. And they don't want to teach them.
Yes.
That's what's, they don't want anyone speaking to their kids. In our, I mean, I don't know, Trish, how old you are, but
we got
63.
checked.
Yes. And they would come up and say, girl, don't you know better than doing that out here. But now you do that and a mama here, hear you.
Oh yeah.
She's going off. So you really have to use wisdom these days, but it is a need. And I believe there is a group or a community that's rising up that is getting ready to say, okay, listen, we've seen how our way has messed it up. Right. Let's try it again. I told you earlier, I don't believe in any accidents. And I know that social skills and etiquette, this is the season for that. Yeah. So it's got to, I have to fit that in. I actually am writing a series.
Oh, are you?
Children's books on the swan and the butterfly.
Oh, good.
And the first one is dealing with self-confidence, and the second one is respect. And so I just have to get it printed and get it all out. I thought I was going to be able to do that before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
But it is a need. So,
yes, it's very much a need. But you got to come on my show again.
Oh, I am.
And we got to do lunch as well. And go and fellowship outside of here. Well, I want to thank Teena Gamble for coming, and I got so much. This is just such a high for me. You just don't even know. But we got so much information that she shared. Be sure to be on the lookout for her in future film and TV, and when you see her face, oh, I know her. and actually, I want to go back and check out your movie from 2014, I believe.
Yes.
You said. So we're going to check that. What's the name of it?
Irreconcilable.
And so make sure you check it out. And thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Me. And we will see you next time.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, they make that change.
This was just a monumental opportunity for me today because this woman doesn't know how much of a mentor she has been in my life. And I think that's probably one of the first things that we should work toward when we're trying to regain our ladiness, is to have someone that we mirror ourselves after. But she has classes and she has camps that she offers in this area if you're one who feels that you would like to grow in that particular area. It may not just be for styling. It could be, as she stated, to help build your self-esteem and self-worth. So I am so honored and I'm so grateful for Miss Teena Gamble that she made an appearance on my show. I hope you guys got something out of it. And I love you, I love you, I love you. As we sign off, as always, I say, love isn't love unless you give it away. Give some love away today.